All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be reacting to one of my older videos. Honestly, I'm always scared to watch my old videos because I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to hell. And what's funny is that I have a weird recollection of myself. When I think of my old videos, I legit think I'm teaching like satanic shit. But then when I look at it, I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't that bad. Like, I wasn't evil. It's crazy, right? So let's watch what this dude has to say, and I'm going to give you guys my take on it.
2.0. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about why men tend to come back when you ignore them. All right, why men tend to come back when you ignore them. This video is very important because I do notice that a lot of women
Damn, I
underestimate
still have like that eye thing. Like it's funny. I was looking back and I'm like, holy shit! I've always had like puffy. I just woke up tired
the
eyes.
power of ignoring someone, and it's a little fucked up because
8 years
because of
ago?
moral
Holy
reasons.
shit!
A lot of women say, I don't like playing games. If he's gonna love me, he needs to love me for who I am. That's fine. Okay, I get it. You want him to love you for who you are, but you're failing to realize how human psychology works. It doesn't matter how good something is. If you do too much of it, you're gonna get bored. You're gonna lose interest. It's that simple. You can have the best video game in the world, but if you play too much of it too often, you're gonna lose interest unless you're as crazy. Unless you're crazy, you're gonna lose interest. And so, a lot of the times, also a lot of the reasons why women don't understand is because they also don't want to let go. They also want to have this fantasy that the dream relationship is a relationship where you guys are always together, where you guys are always spending time together, and that you guys don't have to play games, and that he'll always be with you and he'll never.
Well, the thing is that it's not about playing games. Honestly, it's really about you understanding and reading people. Not being so absorbed about what you want, and always sensing. It's feedback, honestly, feedback. Because humans, when you guys spend too much time together, it's obvious that sometimes you get tired, right? I mean, not all the time, but the problem is that when you're so needy and creepy that you can't pick up on those signals, because even if you pick up on those signals, you don't want to look at those signals. Right? It's like when you know somebody has to leave and you don't want them to leave, so you come up with excuses and you kind of panic. That's the problem, is that you're not spending time because it's spending time. It's more because I feel anxious, and if I don't see you, I'm gonna feel really anxious, and so you stop taking feedback from them, and so they need some space. And because it's all about you, because you're in so much pain, you don't give them space and you push them away. So it's like it's sensing people. It's like when you're at a person's house and you kind of could tell when they want you to leave. Like you leave, but sometimes you might be so desperate and needy that you might see the signs but ignore it, and eventually, over time, people could just get tired of you.
Lose interest, and that's just how it is. That's a little fantasy. Somebody told you that, but it doesn't exist. There's a lot of things that you were told that aren't real when you grow up. You have to realize that guys need to be in a sexually competitive state in order to continually fight for you, and that's the truth. But when you're there all the time, it takes away the mystery. It takes
I don't think that. I don't think that. I think that my differ now is a guy shouldn't need to see other men want you to want you. At least after being in a relationship. That's ridiculous. Um, I think your only job is to always give them a little bit more space than necessary. That's all you really have to do. Because sometimes some guys are not wired to be capable of loving someone. Like they're just not wired, and sometimes when you see that, it's not about fixing it. Sometimes it's just about leaving.
it takes away the fun out of the relationship. That's the truth. I could promise you that. Ask someone who's in a relationship where you got there together, as opposed to somebody who's in a relationship where it's long term. I could promise you that the interaction when they're together is a lot more exciting for those people who are in long distance relationship. There, there is a logical reason why.
It's
Because you,
anxiety.
but because you're not around them, because you miss them, right? So when you ignore a guy, what tends to happen? it means that he's looking for you. It means that he's trying to get your attention. So when you ignore the guy because he's wanting to get your attention, he's gonna feel deflated. He's gonna be like, "Oh fuck, what's going on?" Right? That happens a lot. You women, right? Where the guy doesn't respond to you, and what happens? You get you love him. Oh my god, who is he? Who's the bitch? You know, you go to YouTube, you go to my channel and shit, and you try to find out what's going on. So when you ignore the guy, you put him in that position where he's putting in the effort, where he's thinking about where are you, where he's thinking about did she lose interest and whatnot. Especially if you've been showing signs of subtle disinterest. What tends to happen is that when you do that, it reignites his desire for you. If he was losing interest, by ignoring him for a short time or subtly, it makes him want to get back with you. It makes him want to be around you a lot more. So how could you do that, right? Because you gotta realize that you gotta realize that from time to time in the relationship, you gotta ignore the guy. You gotta make him work for your attention. Because if you continually give him attention without work,
Not even ignoring the guy. It's more about having your life. That's the issue. It's that, again, people who watch this video most likely have separation anxiety and struggle regulating their emotion, meaning they have low self-esteem. Because remember, I always talk about in this channel, low self-esteem is not what you think of yourself. Low self-esteem, in my opinion, is whenever you feel depressed, your brain doesn't automatically come up with things to naturally bring you up. For example, you feel sad today and you go play basketball. And you come back from playing basketball and you feel a little better. Then you cook something and you eat and you feel a little better. You're like, all right, let me watch a movie. And then after that night, you feel slightly better. You're almost back to normal. Low self-esteem is that, this is actually true, you feel bad, you smoke weed, right? Like me, right? But I managed to do it. I think I've gotten a little better. Or you feel bad and you smoke some crack, right? Right? In other words, your body doesn't naturally come elevate itself back to a normal state. You need something to push you back up, right? And that something is external validation or things. But also it works when you get high, right? Like, for example, people who always spend their money, they struggle with grandiosity because as soon as they get money, they want to spend it. As soon as they're broke, they don't want to spend it. They're like, oh, I'm broke. But as soon as they get money, now they want to spend it. It's like when you get this high, you can't be this high because eventually your habits will bring you back to being poor, right? That's the opposite of low self-esteem, right? Where you get so high, you overextend yourself. You get so happy with the relationship that you start planning things out, that you start being mommy to the guy, that you start being overbearing, but you don't notice because you're going through the excitement of the relationship. Oh my God, this is so excited. I can finally show that bitch I got a boyfriend now, right? You're like, oh my God, I finally. But that's your grandiosity. You're high on success, and that will cause you to overextend yourself. That's a real thing. That's a real thing, people.
waiting for it. He's gonna get happy. He's gonna get comfortable. And guess what happens when he gets comfortable? He loses attraction. It's the sad truth. But when you get comfortable in life, you lose a lot of that drive. A lot of our drive is made to survive. A lot of the drive that we have towards getting someone is because we fear that they may not like us, so we try to flatter them. So this is how you could ignore the guy. You don't have to blatantly ignore him. Like when he texts you, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" You don't respond. You don't have to do that. You could ignore him by literally ignoring the text message and then responding later on. Like allowing him to see red on and then ignore him. Like that's the way that you could ignore him. That's one way, right? By reading the text message and ignoring him and sending him a text message then later on in the day, or seeing a phone call and not picking it up, and calling him and picking it up the next time he calls you, or calling him the next day. If you're used to picking up fast, don't pick up the phone call.
Again, this message, Jesus Christ, this message is meant for people who just lack the self-awareness because of the excitement that you feel when you find somebody that likes you, or the fear that you feel when you find somebody that likes you. Like sometimes we get so low or so high, meaning so high, oh my God, I found Brad Pitt. Or so low, oh my God, he fucking is gonna leave me. Those lows, you gotta counterbalance it with some rational policies in your mind. Like, and because the emotions can be, it's like if somebody says, don't send a text when you're angry. Why? Why wait till tonight? Well, because It doesn't matter how right you think that text is because you're angry. Your decision and decision making is colored, pure racist, colored, right? So you gotta go to sleep. Trust the fact that your inflammation of those emotions, as rational as you think you're acting, you're not gonna act rationally. You think you are, but you're not. They're gonna sense passive aggressiveness. So it's best to just wait till the emotion calms down and then act. That's pretty much the point of this. Why I tended to overanalyze a lot because it's just we're dealing with temporary states of mania, right? Of love, of desperation, and sometimes just taking a step back and following these rules can help you not fuck it up.
right? Even worse, if you used to pick up the phone fast, hit the end call so that he knows that you literally screened him.
Oh, that's
It's
tough.
little stuff like that. Why?
That's tough.
Because it's gonna make him question himself. If he was comfortable and he was like, yeah, of course she's always gonna be with me. She loves me. Of course, she'll never lose me. I'll never lose her because I have her in my grip. When you do that, it makes him think, oh, wait a minute, what the fuck? What's going on here? Who's the guy? Who is there a new guy? You want him to get in that state because when you do that, then it's gonna work for you a lot more. And a lot of times you miss out on that opportunity because of fear. Fear of if you ignore him, you might lose him. But you got to challenge your assumptions a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to challenge your insecurities and see if you're wrong. I'm telling you, this happens a lot where I'll see a woman and I'll think that, oh, there's no way she will like me. There's no way that she's going to say hi to me if I approach her. But then when I approach her, she's fucking awesome. She likes me. She's very friendly.
I love that mic. That mic sounds so fucking crisp. It's crazy. Let's read the
Those are the
comments.
type of situation that the more you fear something and the more you try to challenge them, once you see that your assumptions went really real, it raises your confidence.
Yep.
Damn, she's cute. So
This guy's toxic. Let's read the comments. Do this. Answer whenever I felt too long. I'm ignoring for an effect. I'm ignoring because I'm done with the BS. But they still seem to pop up. The best relationship advice from you. You are afraid that if you ignore the guy, you might lose him. But you actually have to challenge your fears and see what happens. And you know what? Most of the time, it magically works. Men always come back because of their ego, not because they love or miss you. They can't stand the idea of another guy being with you. Women need to learn the difference. Two different things, exactly. You only come back to check your temperature and see if they still got you. Yeah, ego. Yup, checking. It's like a criminal going back to the crime scene, right? They're like, does she need therapy? Oh, she doesn't need therapy? Let me make sure she needs therapy. Half of the time, these aren't even any relationship with commitments. It's just two people talking to each other. Exactly. When a guy ignores you, I delete his number. Yep. Agreeing to break up and going no contact makes them go crazy. Yeah. We shouldn't have to play this game with men. They need to stop the bullshit and just be real. Yep. As a man, if I keep getting ignored, I lose interest and eventually bounce. I would not tolerate childish. Yeah. Well, that's a guy who has self-esteem, right?
that's what tends to happen. And so that's what you got to ignore, guys. You got to do it periodically. When you notice he's getting comfortable, ignore him from time to time. Don't be so out there. Don't give him too much attention. Because then he's going to get comfortable. And that's the trap that a lot of women fall in, where they get the guy too comfortable. Another way to ignore him is to literally, I don't recommend doing this, but I'll tell you this, that this shit fucking works. I don't like it, but it works. So I got to teach it. Is the preemptive breakup.
Oh,
Preemptively
Lord.
breaking up with him. The reason why that works
Let me
is
tell you
because
something, man.
anybody who's been in
Let me tell you something. Shut up, Satan. If you got to break up with a guy, that's a red flag. That's a humongous red flag. In fact, get the fuck away. If you got to break up with someone after like in the first month or two, get out. Get out. Get out. Afuera. Afuera. Get out, man. There's already problems. There's already problems.
a relationship that's been dumped, what happens when you get dumped? If you really love the person, what are you gonna do? You love them more. Let's not lie about that, right? You love the person more, and you try to get them back. You try to be like, oh, don't leave me, baby. You know, I love you, right? But the key is that when you think you lost someone, what happens? you love him more. You may even tell him I love you. I just didn't tell you. That happens. That happened to me, fucking bitch. But my bad.
Oh my God, Father Alex is laughing his pain away. Yeah.
All right, I got triggered. But so preemptively breaking up is literally when you notice that he's losing interest, or when you notice that he's getting way too comfortable. He's not even showing you any attention. He's not taking you out anymore. Literally say, you know what? I'm not happy with this anymore. Just tell him, look, I'm not happy. I think we should take a break. Nah, nah, nah. He'd be like, but why? I'm sorry, I could change. Nah, nah, like just give me a break, give me a couple days, because I'm just not happy with this right now. You don't have to say it's because of him. All you gotta do is just say, I'm just not happy. I need a break. Ignore him from that on. Make him say, fuck, what's going on? Is she really gonna break up with me? What's going on? Oh my God, I need help. What's gonna happen is that in that moment of, oh my God, what's gonna happen? His attraction for you is gonna go up naturally because of the fear of uncertainty. And when you get back with him, you're like, I'm sorry, let's get back together. He's gonna feel like a new relationship again. He's gonna feel like he was just born again in a relationship per se. And that's the power of ignoring, man. Don't do it when you guys have an argument. Do it when everything's calm, when you guys have no resentment. Just say, look, man, I think we need to take a break. Because then it's not gonna be based on argument or negativity. It's gonna be just based on
Yeah, it's always best to tell these things when you guys are calm, because there's less ego involved.
something you did. Like, it's not something that I'm angry, but I'm just not happy. So it's gonna make the coming back a lot easier. There's not gonna be a lot of ego involved and whatnot. And so I'm telling you, like, you have to get in the habit of from time to time ignoring your guy, man, if you continue to show him attention, all right? Anyways, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. I hope you guys have a good day, and you guys should definitely expect another video from me today. See you later, and bye-bye.
Yeah. I mean, Father Alex, that was evil Alex, right? Anyways, people, check us out. People, check out the fundamentals. You can check out all of my. Oh, I was gonna react to one of my courses today. Actually, I completely forgot. I'm gonna see if I can react to one of these videos. But check out the feminine woman, the natural chemistry, and the psychological game of attraction is the fundamentals of what I teach, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's right. And you can purchase them all for $249, people. That means the psychological game of attraction for women who are single. I give you step by step. It's like it takes you through the first 3 months, and we even have stages, meaning I can tell you what stage of the relationship you are based on the description. So I tell you, watch this video. You only need to watch this video. It's almost like pick your own adventure type of course. Natural chemistry is for people who are in relationships to build boundaries, to build more love, to create more interest, to keep things interesting, to understand male nature. It's all about creating natural chemistry without games. And the feminine woman, it's like a self-help course where I teach you guys how to embrace the masculine and the feminine, how to use your aggressive energy. I mean, it's honestly, it's an extremely comprehensive course. I'm gonna do a reaction to that course, maybe today, because I think, especially those like honestly, it's a long course. But I watched it the other day and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's crazy shit. Especially about the aggression, the aggressive, using your aggression. That chapter is fucking insane because it doesn't just relate to dating, right? So go check that out. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee. And if you guys don't like it, well then, I'm gonna have to close the channel. All right, man. You guys be safe. Bye-bye.